All right, guys, we are going to be starting Unit 8 today, and it's going to continue right from where we left off yesterday. So yesterday was an exploration day. We were exploring shapes, and that was going to get us ready for Unit 8, which is going to be all about geometry, something we have not yet done this year. So these are some new concepts. We're going to start off with the basics. We're going to start off with talking about different kinds of shapes. But as always, we're going to get those brains warmed up a little bit with our mental math. So let's go ahead and do that first, and then we'll jump into our math message. All right, here we go. 3 plus 4. Quick facts. You probably already told me the answer. All right, 3 plus 4 equals 7. 5 plus 6. All right, I either know this fact already, it's a quick fact that I have in my brain, or I'm going to use a double fact to help me. I know 5 plus 5 is 10, add one more, or I know 6 plus 6 is 12, take one away. 5 plus 6 equals 11. Great job. And 4 plus 5. What is the sum of 4 plus 5? Think doubles if you need to, or you've already got the answer. 9 is it. All right, level 2. Let's step it up a notch. Here we go. Big reveal. Let's do it. 3 plus 8. All right. Well, I know 8 plus 2 is 10, and 3 is just one more. So my answer is, starting with my bigger number, 8, add 3 more, we get 11. Great job. All right. 7 plus 9. It's really close to 7 plus 10. Just take one away. So if I can do 7 plus 10 and minus 1, then I've got my answer, which is 16. Perfect. And 6 plus 8. Some double facts might help me here. 6 plus 6 plus 2 more. 8 plus 8 minus 2. What do we come up with? If you said 14, you are correct. And moving right along to level 3, nice and quick, mental math fluency. Shouldn't be taking us much time. Subtraction. 5 minus 2 equals what? I can think addition. 2 plus what equals 5 is another way to think about it. And that answer that we're looking for is 3. Perfect. And 6 minus 4. 4 plus what's going to give me 6? What's my missing number? I can add or subtract to get that number, whatever strategy works best for you. But we're looking for the number 2. And last one, 7 minus 3. 3 plus what equals 7? Or just do the subtraction. The answer we're looking for, the difference, is 4. Excellent. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at our math message. We're going to jump right in it instead of making a separate video. I want for you guys to look at these shape cards that I'm going to show you. We're going to pick one that has 3 sides and one that has 4 sides, and then we're going to talk a little bit about them. Okay, so normally, just so that you guys can understand, if we were doing this together in class, you would have an entire bag full of shapes, probably about 15 different shapes that we would have cut out, and you would be going through that to look for shapes that have 3 sides and 4 sides, right? But we're going to jump right to this, and we're going to use what we got here. So what we have here are actually already shapes that are split into different sides. So we have these guys. You've seen these already. So we're going to move 1. It's going to bring up our little shape library, as I remember from last time. All right. Oh, there it goes again. So we have 1, 2, 3 different options here. So if we had these 3 shapes, and I can change them, which is pretty cool. All right, I have 3 different shapes with 3 sides. So any of these would work for a 3-sided shape. And then we've got our 4-sided ones. Let's change the color of those guys. Oh, that one's going to be blue on us, so we don't want that guy to be blue. All right, we want to pick some square. There's a 4-sided shape. Let's see what else we got in here. We got this guy is another 4-sided shape. So I could use any of these for my 4-sided shapes. All right, so now let's talk about what we see. We did this yesterday when we were exploring those different shapes, so we're just going to continue with it today, right? We knew that this was a shape we could use for 3 sides because when we count 1, 2, 3, We have 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So all three of these green ones are three-sided. And then we could choose either of these, but there was a few more just so that we can see. This guy was also a four-sided shape, and so was this one. All right. Looked like we had another little one there as well. Trying to make some space for these guys just to show you how many different ways there are to make a four-sided shape. Right? So any of these guys would be a four-sided shape that we could look at, and they would all fit into that category because they have four sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All of them have 4. Right? All right. So I'm going to show you something here for a minute. Okay, so we took care of that, and now we're going to look at this. Oh, not that one. Been there. And we don't need that one anymore. All right, so yesterday I had us talk about some of these different parts of a shape. Right? These are the sides of the shape. That's what we've been counting. These little points here, which typically we would call the corners, but the math word for it is a vertex or vertice. If you have more than one, it is vertice. And if you have just one, it's a vertex. And we usually have more than one, so we're going to say vertice. Vertice. Then inside is what we call the angle. The angle is on the inside, and typically however many vertices there are, that's how many angles there are, right? And then we have our sides. So a three-sided shape is a triangle, and it looks just like that. Right? Then we have our four-sided shape. So a four-sided shape could be any of those shapes that we just saw before: a rectangle, a square, a trapezoid, a rhombus. They are all called this really big fancy word here, quadrilateral. Quadrilaterals are any four-sided shape. And the reason a quadrilateral is a shape that has four sides is because of this part of the word right here, quad. If you've ever heard of a quad before, sometimes that is something that somebody rides. It has four wheels and they call it a quad. Someone that has four babies at one time, not twins, not triplets, but quadruplets, that also means four. So anything that is using the part of the word quad is going to mean four, right? Then we have five-sided shapes. We're going to go and take a look at five-sided shapes. But before we do that, right, they're called pentagons. There's a very famous building in Washington, D.C. that is a five-sided building, and it is called the Pentagon. That is the name of it. It's the official name of it. So we'll look at those in just a minute. And our last one that we're going to look at is our six-sided shapes. And a shape that has six sides is called a hexagon. I like to remember the X in hexagon and the X in six to help me remember that hexagons have six sides. All right, so let's go back to our shapes for a second so that I can show you. All right, I'm just going to X out of this whole thing right now. All right, and we're going to look at this guy. But before we can do that, we got to bring this back up. Okay. And we're going to look at some pentagons, and we're going to look at some hexagons. So this guy right there is a pentagon, and this one right here is a hexagon. Okay. And they have those names because of the amount of sides, vertices, and angles that they have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. This is a pentagon, 5 vertices, and 5 angles. Over here, we have one more extra side, 2, 4, 6, which makes it a hexagon. And we have our 6 angles in the inside and our 6 vertices on the outside. All right, so we're going to use all of this information from yesterday and today to help us with our math lesson on shapes today. See you in the next video.